Zhao? What on earth is that? Oh, I'm not happy about that. They better come back. Okay, this has gotten so incredibly nuts. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to The Legend of Korra Season 2, Episode 13. Now, we are on the second to last episode of this season, and I cannot wait to see just what happens next. The last episode, things got pretty bad. You had Vaatu who's been free, and the minute he was free, darkness spread over the world, and you just saw Lin, you saw Republic City. Everything looks like it's kind of a disaster now. I think what I'm looking forward to most is just seeing how Korra responds, because the one thing that we know of her character, she doesn't do well with plans and talking things out. She's very opposite to Aang. She is a fighter, and she does best when she's defeated and she just has no other option than to fight. So this is basically her perfect scenario. And I'm just hoping that we can start to see the tide turning, because I can't really see how it can get worse. Of course, you have Unalaq who wants to merge with Vaatu and become a dark avatar. My hope is that that just is impossible. I would love it to be impossible. It just seems like it's not a very... The whole joining of the Avatar state felt like a very light thing to do. Vaatu being the embodiment of darkness, it doesn't seem like that should work. I'll probably get proven wrong, but I feel like things should start getting better now. Korra's lost quite a bit. This is about the time where she should start fighting back and fighting better. Of course, you have the whole thing with Jinora, who's still captured somewhere in the spirit world, so that's a whole nother thing that they've got to deal with. I think what I'm just hoping for is that we get to start seeing something change, something get better, whether it's Jinora finding her or whether it's like some kind of tide turns with Vaatu. I just need something. I need something to start getting better soon. But I'm also still very interested to see what the other characters will end up doing here, because the plot has gotten so huge. Like, what is Mako and Bolin going to do against a potential dark avatar? I feel like they can't do much. The same with Asami, who's now been just turned into the driver for the crew and now Korra's dad. I want them to all be able to do something, but it just seems like this final has gotten too big for them. So I'm waiting to see if that stays true or if there's something that they can be given to do to put them on the same level, or at least to be useful. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description, of them uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in.
Nothing could stop this moment. Harmonic convergence is upon us again.
So what now? What now? What happens?
You're going right back in that prison.
Oh, they're going straight for it. Keep them separated. All you got to do is keep them separated until the harmonic convergence ends. Do we know how long this lasts? Set it back. Oh!
Don't let Unalaq back in the spirit world.
We're on.
Yes, okay, good. Have something to do. Be useful, don't let him back in. But that guy could also leave too. Okay, seems hopeful right now. That seems good. That seems great.
You can't just randomly wander the spirit world, call out for Jinora, and expect to find...
She was captured by dark spirits. I doubt if she could hear you, she'd be able to respond.
First we locate her footprints, then we...
She had none. She was carried away by a dark flying spirit.
Do spirits even leave footprints? Your tracking skills won't work in the spirit.
This could be very interesting. We saw what this world did to Korra and how it turned her into a child by making her emotions and thoughts reality. What's it going to do for these three? Because they're a whole mess together.
A lot of spiritual energy coming from that direction.
We're in the spirit world. There's spiritual energy in it.
Yeah, he's got a point. Then again, this is their physical bodies, not their spirits. So it could be weirder or different. I don't know.
There!
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I am in need of your assistance.
Nope. Glowing little light looks smiley.
Wake me, human. Humans in the spirit.
How many eyes? How many eyes is that? I feel like they keep getting them.
Place only.
Oh, yeah, no. You have bending. You have bending here. You can defend yourselves. And pushed off the cliff. Great. So that spirit's fun. How are you earned to find Jinora? You have no leads. What can you do? You're just gonna keep running into nasty spirits.
Well, that didn't work. Now where are we?
We're completely lost.
You also need to be able to get back. They're in a right mess. Right, Juan was able to do it. You saw how Juan fought Vaatu. You should know something. He has the whip stuff and he has an energy beam. You should be fine against him. Okay, good, yeah. And then it just regrows. There's the beam. But you're right, you know that. You can get back up. You're fine. You'll be fine. That's new. That's new. That is new. Okay, great. Vines. He can control vines now. All he has to do is jump through any side. Why are you both on one side? One go onto the other side. Why Why did he attack? He could have sneaked up behind them and just gone through. Destroy. Oh, if they destroy the forest, could that close the portal? I don't like the fact that we can't see him. They're coming from different directions. It's the twins. They're a distraction while Unalaq can get in.
We just need to stop Unalaq from getting back in the spirit world.
I don't feel like that's Unalaq. Unalaq's way too overpowering. You'd see him. It's the twins.
I've seen that same spirit mushroom 5 times.
That's not the same mushroom.
Yes, I am.
Confirmed it. Oh dear, this place. I really hope this place can twist and do something to help these three.
Mushroom? Is that you?
Nope, wasn't me.
Ivo? Help them. And the fox!
How? Where? It's been so long.
They know him! They know him.
It's nice to see you again.
Yes, it is.
My friendly spirit fox told me you were lost.
Okay, so they're not fully loyal to the owl. Thank you.
But we're not looking for the way out. We're looking for my daughter.
I'm sorry to hear that, but you shouldn't be.
Ivo, you gotta help them. Come on.
Darkness threatens to take over.
Hasn't already.
I'm
'cause
not
he's
leaving
like there.
until I find Jinora.
Darkness doesn't take over until he's trapped.
You could end up in a place where only the lost will ever find.
That's lovely and ominous. Great. But listen to him. He's a spirit guide at this point. And he's gone. Okay, he gave you a warning, though.
Place where only the lost can find you.
Is that it?
That's it. I know where to find Jinora.
Okay, wait. Yes, okay, so Ivo gave you the answer. I'm lost, but okay. Fire breath. Awesome. Okay, good. Training, training, training. You can defeat the vines. See, this is what Korra's good at. She's good at fighting and adapting in the moment. She faced a new thing that Vaatu did, and she can work around it. Way too easy. Something bad's gonna happen.
I'm locking you away for another 10,000 years.
Nuh-uh. It's way... I want things to change and be positive. This is way too early for it. It needs to happen near the end. This ain't nowhere near the end. These two are gonna fail. He's probably already through.
Are you out there? He must have gone.
You're guarding one side of the thing.
Hello, my feeble turtle.
Yep, it was the twins. He's already through. He's already through. He's already in there. They're still fighting on his side. There's Unalaq. Okay, so it wasn't all the way through yet. That is really cool, just riding the waves.
Don't let them escape this time.
Okay, no, thank you. Just berate them.
Way to find Jinora?
Trust me.
You're going back to that?
Wake up!
You again?
Why'd you go back to it? Why? Okay, it didn't eat you. What's it doing? What is this?
Welcome to the fog of lost souls. We'll never escape.
How does Tenzin know of this place? Okay, fog of lost souls sounds super ominous and bad. Yeah, this is gonna get interrupted. Vaatu and Unalaq are gonna get... Oh, wait. No. Oh, come on, that was so close! I was starting to believe it. Wait. Come on. No, 2 against 1. She would need to go full avatar state, but she's already done that, so she's tired now. She did it to trap Vaatu. She used too much power. You're awake at least. Can you do something? Good. But they're fast too. Oh, nice! But they're acrobatic. Okay, they made it through. You can help Korra. It's no longer 2 against 1. Just add numbers.
Stop!
Okay, now it's just 2 against what? How many now? 4. And they're frozen. This is just bad. Have they won? If they do merge, I doubt it will be as cooperative as the deal that Rava and Korra have going. Yeah, oh no. Red eyes. I doubt Unalaq would stay in control. It would just be Vaatu. It's a dark, twisted... Oh dear. No, this doesn't seal victory. This just fuses the spirit and the mortal. Yep, and painful. Yep. It's not going to be a positive team up. It's not going to be good for probably... I hope either of you, but I'm guessing just Vaatu's going to get his way. Vaatu's taken mortal form. That's it. I honestly doubt Unalaq is still in there.
We are now one.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Is this cooperative?
I will lead them all as the new Avatar.
Well, I'm the old Avatar, and my era's not over yet.
Good. Now, okay. This kind of works. Equal footing. It's technically 1v1 now. It's not like you have the giant kite flying around whipping you.
The fog of lost souls is a spirit prison for humans. I read about it in an ancient text.
Interesting.
is actually a spirit that infects your mind and slowly drives you mad,
Oh no.
imprisoning you in your own darkest
That is
memories.
absolutely horrifying.
How long can you be trapped in here?
I am Zhao the Conqueror.
Zhao?
I am the Moon Slayer. I will capture the Avatar.
here?
I am Zhao the
The
Conqueror.
moon spirit put him here. Or the ocean spirit.
Hopefully we're not trapped in here as long as that guy.
You're him.
Oh, he thinks he's Aang. Oh no, Zhao.
Get off me!
You've grown, but I will still defeat.
This is so horrifying. That's lifetimes. That's generations he's been in here.
Come back, Avatar. Face me. I am Zhao the Conqueror.
This is such a cruel fate.
I will capture you. Victory will be mine.
And he's just going to be stuck endlessly in this nightmare. Honestly, kind of deserve... No, does anyone really deserve that? I don't think maybe... Ozai was a maniac, but I feel like no one deserves this kind of awful fate. Just put him out of his misery at this point. Ooh, their water has different colours. Okay, you're in the real world now. That means Vaatu is also in... Not the real world, the mortal world. Vaatu is here. You'll be on equal strength, but Korra has more practice wielding the 4 elements. No, yeah, because Unalaq doesn't have the all 4 elements. He only has waterbending and plus Vaatu. Wait, this means if you, like, take him out, he's, like, oh no, if you take him out, he's still, like, you can rebirth. You can have a dark avatar forever. You need to, he's in the avatar state. Lightning bending, maybe, but then that's killing. Just Korra kill. Oh no, he's gonna Aang you.
Your time is over.
Oh no, are you gonna get trapped in ice? Come on, Aang's already been through this. Avatar's been through it enough.
Korra, this fight is not over.
I'm speaking to you. I was hoping this would happen.
You are the Avatar.
Okay, yeah, it ain't over. There we go. Come on, she's just... Her sheer power is enough to stop her from losing. When she gets really, like, losing sort of state, then she goes nuts. Okay, I felt like Korra's got this now. That felt like a much more positive turn.
Jinora!
Like, Unalaq put Jinora here in a spirit prison of nightmares and madness.
They're all around us. The cannibals, they're everywhere.
Umi, you must
no.
focus your mind right now.
And that's on memories, right? So that's not him making up a story. He was actually surrounded by cannibals at one point.
They're gonna eat every last one of us.
This is trauma.
Who are you two?
Oh, no. Okay, it removes memories too.
You are just a vision. I have no family. You can't tie me down.
Oh, is that her, like...
I gotta get out of
They
here.
untied it. Great. Oh, great. Now what? Now Tenzin's alone, so how can you stop this from infecting you? It's a fog. Airbend it, go on. But it's a powerful spirit, and it doesn't seem... Oh, great, no, it's just gonna... Wherever you... It's too fast.
His groveling is pathetic.
But I do enjoy the sweet scent of desperation.
So all of you feel just stuck staying in the spirit world? You can not leaving?
Why would you protect someone who doesn't care about you at all? Father was going to let me expire when we tried to open the north.
There we go. Come on, start turning. I have got hope in you two.
Should rethink our position.
Don't listen to him. His words are poisoning your...
Why do they want darkness? It's just so they, like, go with the dad.
It's just so sad that I'll never get to be with you again.
Acting. He's learned. He's used the acting.
And I've always wanted to be with you, but now that the world is ending, I'm never gonna get that chance.
He's actually going to use her craziness. Come on.
No, I was scared. I was scared of my true feelings.
But then if you start this up again, how did you get out of it?
And I'm sorry that we'll never have a chance to rekindle the dying ember that was our love into a big fire of love flame.
Lovely. It's all lies, but just do it. You're desperate. Okay. I mean, the relationship is unbelievably toxic, but just use it. But then how do you end this? I feel like this is just going to start more problems. Just use it while it lasts.
Should you survive, perhaps we can spend eternal darkness together.
She's not going to help fight. She just freed them.
That was the best acting I've ever seen. You completely
It better
fooled
be
her.
acting.
Yeah, right. That was
You
acting.
gotta be king. Bolin, come on. There's no way you actually feel that way.
They will certainly perish.
Not if you two help. Come on, go help. Turn against your father fully. Korra's only hope is to just use the other forms of bending, or maybe just try all of them, but then that could just be more energy being used, which she might not have. Unalaq's style is just unbelievably tricky to deal with, but it's only water. Oh! Okay, no, good. Surprise me. Okay, maybe you can use water against him. He's not unstoppable. Oh, yeah, oh no, he's still got Vaatu. They're both avatars and both quite equally... No, use the other bending forms. You're not equally matched. Korra is better. She has other bending styles. Is that earth or ice? I'm not... What on earth is that? I don't like whatever this is. What? No, no? Huh? What kind of trippy visual is this? Rava is out. And in a bubble. Could Korra do that? I'm lost. So Korra, no, Avatar?
You are the son of Avatar Aang. You are the hope for future generations of airbenders.
That's just gonna that's just gonna make you go spiraling.
But what if I fail?
There we go. It's just gonna add pressure to you.
Ah! Stop it! I am the son of Avatar Aang.
Repeating this isn't gonna help.
I am the son of Avatar Aang.
Hello, my son.
Aang? I don't know. Is this a trick of the mist or not?
I am no spiritual leader. I've let the world down.
Start talking. I want to know if I should be happy or scared about this.
You are right. You are trying to hold on to a false perception of yourself.
Is this really him?
And you should not be me. You are Tenzin.
Oh, what? Okay. Good. Did your dad just show up and give you a final lesson?
Not a reflection of my father. I am Tenzin.
Yes, your own person. Oh, there's so many people here. Oh, she was stuck in there. Unalaq, you evil person. Can you, like, save any of these people? I mean, maybe they've just been in here too long to be saved. Is that something? Of course, you wouldn't want to save Zhao, maybe. Or just try and put them... But, like... And no, the fog comes back over. That is such an awful prison to be trapped in. But you got everyone out. Well done, Tenzin.
What happened?
I think our brother saved us.
I kind of wish Aang appeared to the other two as well, though.
You're going to be okay, sweetie. I'm here.
What happened?
Still like spirits.
You were trapped in the fog of lost souls, but I wasn't going to let you stay there.
I'm so happy to see you, Dad.
So maybe Unalaq didn't do it, he just gave her to the dark spirits, and the dark spirits used their own will to shove her there, since that seems like what the spirits do to people. Oh no, this is a prison. That's the same. And he's gonna imprison her like, oh great, no. That was the plan all along. It was to extract, but this means you could be extracted. But then Korra also can she bend? Oh dear. How much of her bending is tied to Rava? Can she still water bend, or is that an avatar thing? Grab the kite. Oh no. I mean, technically you don't have to imprison Rava, you could just destroy... What on earth is that? What's happening to them? Aang and Roku... Okay, Kyoshi, what's happening? Are you destroying the spirits of the past avatars? Oh, I'm not happy about that. They better come back. Can you waterbend? And one. Great. Really? Okay, now you've just lost more than ever. Wow. This has gone way worse than I thought. How is... Okay, he's basically won at this point, right? How can you defeat that?
What happened?
It's Korra. This light spirit will guide you out of the spirit world.
What are you going to do?
I have to go help.
Just glowing. It's just a spirit there. I gotta remember, that's just a spirit. Her body is still with Katara. Oh yes, maybe she's just leaving now and going to do something. What on earth is happening? You two seeing this? Please have some common sense and just realize how nuts this is. I don't think that's your dad anymore. That's not Unalaq.
10,000 years of darkness.
That's Vaatu. Unalaq wanted balance. Yeah, darkness now. We're just touching the sky? Okay, this has gotten so incredibly nuts, but why... Why giant? What's happening? Okay, so Rava seems to be dead, or gone. They said that it can be destroyed, but then she'll come back, but then that could be forever. So, unless you're gonna... Hand over, great. Okay, this got all kinds of bad real fast. I did not expect it to somehow get even worse. I was hoping that this would start a positive spin and make it just seem like more hopeful. It somehow got worse. So not only did Vaatu get free in the last one, but now you have them merging, you have Rava's been destroyed, and what seems like all the past avatars destroyed, which that better not be permanent. I want Aang to still be like there. I like just having that knowledge. But then what we understand about the spirits and how weird they are. Rava can never be fully destroyed. That's what we know. She is the embodiment of light. But it could take 10,000 years for her to regenerate or something. So Korra would be long dead and society and human and life would just be over. And then she'd be weak and then it would be very easy for Vaatu to destroy her again. So yeah, it's a complete nightmare. This could be very powerful. If Korra is somehow able to do this without Rava, that would be insane. I don't see how that would be possible. Vaatu's basically won, but now I feel like the stakes have somehow gone even higher than they already were. And I feel like whatever solution that they can do is just beyond anything they're currently capable of. And to try and win here would be, I don't even know. It's just, I don't know. The story feels like it's just gotten so out of hand. It's just, I like just crazy chaosness of it all. Don't get why Unalaq is now giant. And so he's obviously, so that's, Korra never did that, but then I guess Vaatu was never destroyed. It's hard to understand. It's getting to that point. It's getting crazier somehow. But on to the bits that I can understand. The fog thing. Loved what they did there. That was the positive bit I like. That's my takeaway. There's the positive bit I'm happy with. You got Jinora back. Kind of. She kind of disappeared at the end. But she's back. She's better than she was when she was in the fog. So that is something. And of course, you had development with Tenzin, which he absolutely needed. He's not a reflection of Aang. He is his own person. He does not need to live up to Aang's expectations. He can just be himself. He doesn't have to keep worrying about what his dad thought of him and trying to make him proud. Aang, we know, would be proud of Tenzin no matter what. He may not have been a great father because of what the airbender culture was like, but we know that Aang loved people and he would have loved his family no matter what. There's nothing Tenzin or any of his children that could have done to disappoint him. So finally Tenzin has broken out of this sort of spiral of denial and self-doubt that he's had, and he's finally just overcome it, and now he can just be his own person, finally. And it was strong enough to even dispel the fog. That's interesting, because like even airbending didn't work on that, so why? So I guess maybe, so maybe it was because it was the fog of lost souls, right? So maybe since Tenzin was lost to begin with, it had an effect on him. But anyone who's truly found themselves dispels the fog. That's what happened with Tenzin. He found himself, like literally, he found who he is meant to be. Not a version of his father, he was Tenzin. That's it. And that is what dispelled the fog for like a brief moment. Where he was able to get his family out, but not like anyone else, which I feel like it makes sense. They've been in there too long, but at that point, you kind of just want to put them out of their misery. Like now they've got to live with the knowledge that there are just people there, stuck for eternity, being tormented by their own insanity. Yeah, so even though Vaatu's victory seems kind of overwhelming at the minute, there's still hope. Jinora seemed fine. She seemed happy. She seemed good. She was all happy and cheery and she glowed and disappeared. Either that means she's gone somewhere else in the spirit world because she has that weird power, or she's gone back to her body and then can do something. I'm not really sure. She definitely has a way with the spirits, so maybe since I'm assuming Unalaq has become far more spirit than man, she can do something there. Because she has that weird ability. I'm waiting to see what that can fully do. She can communicate with the spirits, but can she do anything else? She seems to be able to do something, but I don't think you can just talk to Vaatu. Then I think the biggest thing that has me concerned is that whole thing with the avatars disappearing. Obviously the scene is meant to show Rava being destroyed and everything that she holds. So that means the bending, that means all the previous avatar lives that lived within her. Is that all gone? Because obviously there's two more shows of... there's 2 more seasons called, like, The Legend of Korra being the Avatar, so she's obviously going to become the Avatar again. That's not a concern. So somehow she's going to be able to get Rava back, but I'm waiting to see how that is possible, because she got destroyed. It's going to be interesting to see how that's done without breaking the understanding that this show's already laid out. Then I'm also curious to see, like, the bending. How is it? The other people exist that can bend without having a spirit inside them. That's a given. That's obvious. But what about Korra? Her parents are benders, so she should maybe be able to still bend water, just none of the other elements. Or the fact that she was born with the Avatar spirit within her, that water bending came from the Avatar, from Rava. So maybe she still can't even water bend. It'll be very interesting to see if she will just continue fighting without all of that power, and if she can have some kind of way to win. It'll be very compelling to just see her not give up and just keep going. Because she's always relied on being the Avatar, being this strong person. This has given her the perfect opportunity to grow beyond that. That she is still Korra, even without the power of the Avatar, even without being the Avatar, she can still do something and she's still willing to fight, even without that backing her up. I really love what this sort of implies and what this could do for her, and I'm hoping that the final does stick the landing here. Of course, I'm guessing that we're not going to get any history or past on Unalaq himself. It doesn't seem like Unalaq is even home anymore. So kind of disappointed that the villain can't be built up a bit more. It's more Vaatu being the villain than Unalaq. He's just kind of the body and the power, or like the bending. Vaatu's obviously the bigger threat here. Unalaq, I wish, got a bit more to him. So I think that's definitely the downfall of this season. But Korra could do something very good here. Just seeing her continue fight, even with all the power that she's built herself up around, gets taken away. The same kind of thing happened with Aman. He took away her bending, she got air bending, now it's gone one step further. She's no longer the Avatar. Now what's she going to do? Aman could take the bending away, but it still made her, she was still the Avatar. Now, even that's gone. First off, we definitely have to talk about Korra. And I do like that this episode went back and forth between winning and losing. It was definitely a good episode before the final, just how close they got to actually trapping Vaatu again, only for it to completely fail and then just spiral and get so much worse for the characters. Korra herself tried so hard to do this, and I like her character. This is the best sort of villain, I think, for her character. She is a fighter. She is not intellectual in like the sense where you'd want to be able to talk a villain out of doing what they want. That's sort of Aman's thing. I think the best example for this is that Korra would have been better suited to take on Ozai, where Aang would have been better to take on Aman. It's those, because Aman was an ideological thing, Ozai you just needed to just beat him up, basically. And that was what Aang was against, and Korra obviously would have no hesitation to do that. Here, you just have to beat Unalaq up and I guess try and be creative in how you actually solve this issue that's now sort of very bad, seeing that there's now a dark avatar that exists. So that might be her downfall here, that she hasn't got a strategy in place to deal with this. It's basically just two unstoppable forces going against each other. She needs to figure out how to separate the two. We know it's possible, but now she's without Rava, so I guess that opening is now closed. Unalaq definitely proved to be more spiritually aligned than she is, because he was able to separate Korra with her avatar's spirit. Korra could have done that if she knew about it. She didn't. But I just like that this really did keep putting her down, so she had to get back up. That's really the only way she can struggle and fight because of who she is. She is a fighter. The only way to sort of make her victories worthwhile is for her to lose over and over again, to put up with a bunch of punishment and just keep getting back up. This kind of character can be a little boring because that's sort of the only way you can do it, because she is of one mind essentially. But it does work in Korra's case because that's really all she has to go on. It would be nice to see her come up with strategies and to develop as a leader. Hopefully that's going to be something that's done in later seasons, but right now all you can hope for her to do, and just to make this victory worthwhile, is to see her get punished and beaten up a lot, and then just watch her keep getting back up after it. And I do like that this basically took it one step further from season 1, where Aman did take away her bending, but then she was able to overcome it and get airbending from it. So everything that she had, all her power was taken away, then she found a new power. Now, she has no power whatsoever. The Avatar spirit is gone. Past lives seem to be gone as well, which better come back. And Rava is also gone. So hopefully obviously Rava's going to come back and then that will happen. So hopefully everything will be fixed and just undone. Because there's 2 more seasons as Korra being the Avatar, Legend of Korra. It's not going to end here. I mean, I'm just very curious to see what she can do next. She is a fighter. Even without the Avatar spirit, I think she will be a fighter. She's going to get back up, keep going, and that's going to be very satisfying to watch. And it just makes sense for her character, because there's nothing really else that she can do. Maybe this can push her to start thinking of a strategy. How to take Unalaq down? How can you stop this 10,000 years of darkness? Hopefully Jinora went off to do something, so hopefully that can help. I'm guessing we'll start to see her feeling very defeated at the start, but then when she gets a spark of hope, she's just going to keep on going and just refuse to give up. And that's what sort of gravitates you to this character. Then Unalaq. Definitely a very capable villain. Absolutely overflowing with power. I just wish we had gotten some backstory on him. We know bits and pieces that he just seems to be a one-note villain. He wants power and he wants to turn the world upside down, essentially. He wants to reverse what's been happened. I wish we got a bit of an origin for him to why he got to this conclusion, but I don't think that's going to happen now. Final episode left. There'll be a lot to fit in with Korra hopefully beating him, and then also his origin. That seems a bit much. But I think it would have been really nice to just see how he got this skewed version of the world, where he saw that the way everything was bad to him. Why did he get this way? That could have added a lot to him, but now it is just him seeing the world badly for some unknown reason and then just wanting to change it and getting power to do so. Then of course we've got to see his accomplishments in this episode, being that he has freed Vaatu, he has merged with the thing and now become this weird gigantic whatever, which I just don't know why. I don't get why he's gone to a giant. Why? Why? It feels like he's become more spirit than Unalaq. He's become more Vaatu than Unalaq, which is what I'd assume would happen, because it's a dark spirit. Vaatu is darkness. It's not going to be a mutual beneficial thing. Vaatu is going to be selfish and all the kind of things that you'd associate with negativity. Vaatu is going to take control. It's not going to be a we, it's going to be just Vaatu. He's going to use Unalaq as a vessel. Betrayal, lies, deception, all of that is what Vaatu is. And Unalaq's completely missed that in his quest for power. His whole quest has been blinding. So he's not looked at Vaatu's true nature. He's just seen it as a balancing act. He's not seen what Vaatu is beyond that. Even at the end, it basically said that they're going to engulf the world in darkness. That's not what Unalaq wanted. He wanted balance. Darkness is not balance. You might see this as a balancing act, but I doubt Unalaq would ever fully want it to be fully dark, because that, again, would not be balance. Balance would be putting the two spirits back together. That is balance. But of course, he didn't do that, which makes me think that Vaatu has fully taken over. In which case, it does mean that Unalaq has not been the villain of this season. It has been Vaatu working through him. Unalaq has essentially been a pawn that has been fed lies by Vaatu. Of course, Unalaq has been a willing pawn. He's wanted to do all of this, but he was misguided and thought that he would get something else at the end of this. Obviously, he was wrong. Vaatu got his way and has now taken over. And now Vaatu has become the true villain of the season, which I just think makes it a little messy, because then the villain is sort of up in the air, and I guess you haven't had enough time to know Vaatu. He's impersonal. He's just the embodiment of evil. Yeah, just seeing how the final goes down will determine my thoughts on all of this, because I think if Korra can just keep fighting, that will pull it through. But the villain of this season definitely needed work. They're just not developed enough, and they're not given an origin, and it's kind of wishy-washy on who is the villain here. Unalaq was a good villain to begin with, but now it has just become Vaatu. Bolin and Mako I am happy with. They got to do quite a good thing here. They were useful in the fact that they managed to sort of distract Unalaq, give Korra some time. Yes, useful. Ultimately, didn't amount to much. They got captured, but they were able to sort of maybe turn the twins. There is something there. I'm a little confused about Bolin and just what he wants out of that whole thing, because it should have been acting. I would have loved it if it had been acting. It would have really brought his arc throughout this entire thing full circle. Learning this thing would have proved that he knows the difference between reality and fantasy. But I guess maybe not, since he said that. I guess the best acting comes from like true things that you've experienced, maybe. So that could be something where he really brought on his fear and all of this stuff. Maybe he wasn't just afraid of her, but afraid of what it all meant. And maybe he brought that up, and it did bring up some real emotions, which made it a convincing performance. I just hope he doesn't actually think that he wants to be back with her, because that was just a bad relationship. But I'm just glad that they were useful and got to do something. In terms of everything, that is a very useful thing for them to do. Mako, I guess, didn't do much. It was mainly Bolin, which granted I think is good. Mako got a very big moment in season 1 where he was able to electrocute or lightning zap Aman, which was amazing. And now Bolin is able to maybe start turning the twins. So it gives them importance and just something to do while Korra's going off doing who knows what. Yeah, this does set up an interesting thing though. With the plot being so cosmic and now Korra is without power, she's technically below Mako and Bolin in terms of power and how she's able to deal with this issue. If she has waterbending, then maybe it's a bit better. But if she is fully without power, she would technically be below them. So that would put them on equal footing. That could be one actually quite good way to resolve this weird balance of power going on. But then Asami just wasn't in this episode at all, which is just depressing. I wish she had more prominence in this story. She's meant to be part of this, but she's just not here for the second episode before the final. Hopefully she at least gets something to do in the final. You now have a giant towering spirit, so maybe she can use a plane to attack it, like Godzilla or something. But yeah, right now I just wish that she had more prominence, because it feels like she has been forgotten. And I'm hoping that maybe the season final just can do something, if anything, with her. Then the twins. They are an interesting case. Obviously, it's continuing this whole story of what Avatar does really well. Bad parents, specifically fathers really, that's all we've seen, is bad fathers and what they do to their children. Of course, this show does a great job of just dealing... Actually, it does a lot of father dynamics. That's what it does. Sokka and Katara's father, Hakoda, amazing parent. Of course, you had their family drama mixed in with all that, amazing. Ozai, absolutely the worst one. Aang with his parental figure being Gyatso. He does a really good job at displaying a bunch of different father figures. Aman, again. Now, these two, hopefully, because this one has got to be the most obvious bad parenting ever. I mean, Ozai was definitely... No, at least Unalaq hasn't injured his children or scarred them. That's something. He's still bad. Like, I'm just hoping that the twins can learn from this and that they can turn. They did help Mako and Bolin. They freed them, so that either is like the first turning point for them, or it was just a little... Okay, we'll help you out. We know you're not going to win, but we can have sympathy on you. You can go. We won the fight. It could be a pity thing. But after seeing their father like he was, maybe that is the first turning point for them, where they realise how far he's gone and that maybe that isn't even their father anymore. Desna was the closest one to turning, seeing that he was actually cooperating with Mako and talking about it. But of course, Eska shut that down. Hopefully now they can just be good, because they are extremely powerful. They're Korra's family, so hopefully that they can sort of turn. I've got hope in them. I have hope. They're more developed than Unalaq, so hopefully there is a chance for them. And Tenzin was the one positive thing I really wanted from this episode. He got his daughter back, and he even got his own development for himself. This is what I wanted. I wanted some kind of turning point, and this was it. Tenzin got to meet his father again. Finally, after all of his efforts to try and connect with his spirits, he got to finally talk to Aang. I'm going to choose to believe it's Aang and not some kind of trick with the mist. It's got to be him. He was encouraging. He wasn't trying to get him wrapped in his own insecurities and emotions, which is what the fog is meant to do. That was Aang. He came to finally talk to his son. Of course, it wasn't like he couldn't just do it whenever. Tenzin needed to do it, and with the spirit world, he finally can. And I'm just so happy that he finally realizes he does not need to be a second Aang. He doesn't need to be the next last airbender. He can be his own person. He can be Tenzin. It's something that has been weighing him down for both of these seasons, where he's tried to imitate Aang and be the airbender that he wanted him to be this entire time. Now, hopefully, a weight will be lifted. I want to see a new version of Tenzin. I want to see Tenzin for who he truly is, where he can just have these outbursts of funny moments when he wants, and he can just be Tenzin. Though I will say I do wish Aang did appear to Kaya and Bumi, because again, it does feel like Tenzin kind of got the importance again. It's the favoritism thing. Of course, that's Aang's. It's a very tricky situation. I just wish Aang did show up to Kaya and Bumi, helped them out as well, because that would have been really sweet, and it would have been a good way to actually solidify their relationships and just help heal all of them. Since it was only Tenzin, it links back to the whole insecurities of Aang only caring about Tenzin, which of course isn't true, but this doesn't help that. And then again, you could look at it as Tenzin saving his siblings, which could help grow their relationship more, which I'm hopeful for. I want to see their relationship develop, and maybe this is just the start of it. This laid the groundwork for all their issues, and now they can just develop out of them. Then Jinora, who's finally been freed, thank you so much, but of course that whole prison that she was in, really, Unalaq has got to be one of the most evil villains out there to actually put someone through that. It was his choice to shove her there. Absolutely horrendous that you would put a child through that sort of nightmare. Yeah, I'm glad that they just didn't show what kind of torment she had, because that would have been horrifying to see a child go through all of that. But now she is free, and I've got to remember she is a spirit here. Her body is still in the real world, unlike the others. It doesn't make me wonder what would happen if her spirit went through the spirit portal. Would she just immediately connect with her body? I don't know. It seems weird. But she is now disappeared at the end. She has weird power or abilities or something. She has a connection with the spirits. That is something. But she seems confident. She seems like she's got a plan. So with Korra being the power, kind of, maybe, not anymore, but maybe Jinora can be the strategy. That would be amazing. Maybe she has an idea for how to deal with this whole thing. With her connection with the spirits, she might be able to do something. I'm hopeful for her. She seemed confident. That's all I need. That attitude that she gave off makes me think that she has a solution that I can look forward to in the final, even though everything has gone so bad. Now, it'll be interesting to see her develop on what her ability is. Is it just talking to spirits, or can she do what Unalaq does with how he messes with them? Whatever the case, I'm looking forward to just seeing what Jinora's involvement in this will be and how that can develop further. As for what's next, this episode did a great job of just making the final feel so hopeless. I'm actually really wanting Korra to be completely powerless now. I want to see what she will do without any power whatsoever. No bending, not even water bending. I want to see what she's going to do. I feel like she's going to be a bit depressed and feel a bit downhearted to begin with, but when whatever Jinora does kicks in, I want to see her will become unbelievable and undeniable and just irrefutable. That she'll never give up, that she will continue fighting. When she gets that spark of hope, that she just keeps on going, even without any bending. I want to see her just not give up whatsoever. I feel like that could be a great way to bring this story to a close, seeing this incredible threat, this incredible cosmic, huge stakes, and just Korra being so worthy to continue the mantle of Avatar, just keep going, just prove that her fighting spirit is enough to continue combat the darkness. You can never defeat it, you just have to keep fighting against it. And that is what Korra can represent. As for Unalaq, is how on earth, because you can't defeat it. If you can try, Vaatu can always come back, that's the thing. You can never be destroyed, darkness can never be destroyed. The body can, but then he could be reborn, and I would hate the idea of like a child being the dark avatar. I really hate the thought of that. And I do think that, of course, since Rava's been very absent in, I guess, the personalities of the avatars that we've seen, Vaatu would do the opposite. He'd become overwhelming. Of course, this is no longer Unalaq, this is Vaatu. The same way in the Avatar, it's no longer Rava, it's Korra. The mortal takes more priority in the being rather than the spirit. Whereas on the other side, Vaatu's taking more priority over the human. So I'm just trying to imagine what kind of child that could then continue on to. If they do kill Unalaq and that then gets reborn into a child, what happens there? Like, would that child even have any personality of themselves, or would it just be Vaatu in that body controlling it still? Whatever the case, we now have an option. That we've seen that the spirits can be separated. Rava was taken out of Korra, meaning that Vaatu can be taken out of Unalaq. Of course, they seem very much connected at the minute with how the weird giant thing, whatever, happened. But there's still hope. There's still something that can be done. And I'm just looking forward to see how that can be accomplished with the state that everyone is in. But yeah, overall, I think this was a great episode. It was a great episode before the final, just really beating and punishing Korra. And now it should hopefully make her victory that much more satisfying. Of course, I think for the season, I would have preferred the villain to actually have more development or have a more focused thing. Aman was a great villain. This one, either Unlock or Vaatu is wishy-washy. Either Unlock's the villain and he hasn't had that much development, or Vaatu is and he just becomes a one-note embodiment of darkness thing. It's not that great, but hopefully the fight will be worth it, and that can just bring this season up a bit and make it better. I also really like the development Tenzin got on that side of the story, and how you had all this crazy stuff going on, yet you still kept that hopeful thing going on in there. That it isn't all disaster, you have this light going on. That with everything going on, Tenzin developed. He got to be himself, he got to talk to Aang, and he got to save his daughter. Those are such good little things to balance this out, so that you're not completely depressed by the end, that everything is going badly. You know that something is going right. And with that, in this world of darkness, things are happening, things are going well, you can still defeat it. And it's like that subtle messaging, that even though you've got all this stuff saying that there's going to be 10,000 years of darkness, that nothing can survive, you still have Tenzin and his daughter working. They're still doing good. Darkness is stuff of lies, so that means it isn't as crushing as you think it is. It just wants you to think that, so that you give up. Tenzin is proof that even in the state he is, things can still change. Things can still happen. Korra can still win. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for the season final. See ya!